going on, everybody? BrickBuilder here, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Vanilla Views. And today, we're going to be working a bit on our spawn area, doing something that I kind of want to do for a while now, but it's just something that I really think we need here to really make this place and kind of liven it up a bit more than it has been at the moment. Now, the way I got this idea was, initially there was this lava lake here, and I covered it with these glass, and I really like this. I honestly don't know why I do, I just really like the concept of it. So I wanted to create a man-made lake somewhere here, but I want to do it on a much larger scale, and I'm thinking I need to find a good spot for this, but I kind of was thinking something over here, because if it's big enough we could jump from up there down. That's kind of what I was hoping for, because basically I'm always at the top where my nether portal is, and I try to jump down and I basically almost die, so that's a problem, and I don't want to always die. So what we're going to do is we're going to dig this area down just a little bit here, and we're going to be making a giant man-made lake in today's episode, just because I feel like that is definitely what we want to do, you know? Like, whether or not you agree with me. Yes, I did just make a water pun, I had to. But I'm going to make sure that we get, like, a very nice lake here. Now, the only thing is this lake is mostly going to be covered in glass, so it's more of an aesthetic thing, rather than we can actually jump in it. But I will set up maybe the little bit of a middle of the lake to actually allow us to jump down into it, because that could be useful. Or we could flat out, I have an idea too, this could work. Let's try it. I have an idea that I want to do. What if we literally had like a 1-block hole on the top of this thing that you could fall down, and that's how you get to the lake? I think that'd be perfect. And we're just gonna have to try to MLG water bucket, but even if we don't, we should have feather falling, so we should be good. Alright, so you gotta go all the way to the back here, and we're gonna say this block here, that's where you gotta fall. Which means this back here is going to get like that. And alright, right here, this is where the first water has to go. Alright, so maybe around here we'll kind of set up some nice little, you know, we want more than just a 1-block thing, because you never know what happens. You know, with me, I'm not exactly the best at the MLG water bucket and all that sort of thing. So we're going to kind of extend this little thing here, definitely make it slightly bigger than just one little bit of water. I want it to be a decent size section, so we'll do something like this. So can we get like I need to get like a flowable source here, so we need to do that. Yes, there we go. Alright, I don't really want the water flowing just because it doesn't look as good, so we'll do something like that. And now we have our actual source right here, and then we'll kind of just dig out a nice little freeform circle shape. I don't really know how this is going to look yet, but all I know is that I really want to make this just because it's kind of like a cool thing. A nice little natural man-made lake was definitely something that I think just would work, you know? But we got to like kind of get this thing a little bit more shaped, in my opinion. Because if we don't keep it shaped, it's going to really look bad. So maybe if we go over something along these lines. I don't know what this shape looks like at the moment. We'll have to try it, see how it goes. It could work good, could work bad. You never really know until you test it out. With something like this, though, shape is really what's going to define the atmosphere of it. And hopefully it'll look okay. I'm not really sure if this is going to actually work the way we want to. And putting the glass on top of this might not be what we end up doing, only because it might not be what ends up looking the best. So if it doesn't work, I'm not going to force anything, you know? Because that's the worst. If you like come up with a build and you try to force the design of it when it really doesn't look good, that generally messes up your build. So we're not going to try to force anything. But we are going to throw down the water right here. And we do have depth strider. That's so useful that we made the boots a couple episodes ago. That's going to help us out a ton with this sort of thing. And I do like this overflow in sort of thing here. That just gives it a bit of character, which I think we could definitely benefit from having in this sort of lake design we got going here. And we'll just do something like this, kind of going all the way down here, like so. We'll just kind of keep this little, like, flow design we've got going here. It's definitely working, you know, efficient right here. This is how you do it. It's like an assembly line, but, like, only with one person, so I don't know. And then we'll just keep on going. Alright, we're actually looking pretty good at the moment. Let's see what that looks like from up there. I do wish I had pearls, but we haven't went to the end yet, and realistically, I don't know when we're going to go to the end, because for me, the end is not a super high priority. I don't really care too much for getting to the end, but let's see what this thing looks like from up here. Hopefully, it'll look pretty good, because I do really need that shape. Ooh, I'm not sure if that's the shape we want. It seems a little weird from where we currently are at. Yeah, okay, this is way too flat. We gotta curve it out a bit more. And let's try to MLG water block. There we go, we got it. This needs to be curved out a bit more, so maybe we can, like, go for a bit more of a curve here. And then maybe start curving it in a bit more. That might work. We'll try something like this, see if it works. Hopefully it will. It's kind of what we're going for, hoping. We're just kind of, you know, taking, like, guesses here on what's going to work. And just hope everything goes according to plan. That's kind of the goal. So, and we could do something like that. This water here is messed up. Let me just get rid of that. I don't like that water. Alright, let's see. Is that any better? That might be better. I definitely think that we need a better shape. So that might be something we need to work on. But the shape is so important of this thing. Ooh, and you know, I really want to make another downward section. Alright, it's getting better for sure. But I want to make another downward section here. Oh, that's going to look awesome. I have a genius idea. We're going to literally make this flow down like here. We're going to make this kind of flow on down, and then we're just gonna have like a nice little pool down here. Like by little I mean pretty little, but it's gonna look awesome when completed. So we're just gonna kind of have to go with it and see what we end up coming with, but hopefully this will look amazing, because I do really want to make like an actual flowing section of the lake, being as that our man-made lake should have some actual flow to it, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so this flows all the way down to here, so it does flow down, and then we can like kind of get creative with shape a bit here, you know? Get this. And also, I mean, yes, it's cool that we have, like, a desert oasis, but we're not going to be putting a lot of greenery around this, because I feel like that's not kind of the lake we're trying to create. Greenery is not supposed to be, like, a key focus on this one, whereas you will see oases in the desert. That's really not the atmosphere we're going for, being as we want this area to just be packed full of everything, which it can't be if there is all this sort of thing with all the different greenery and stuff, because like it'll just take up too much space, and it's not really worth the effect that it'll give us, and it's not really what we're aiming for. So now we got this, but now we're gonna head back. I want to get some glowstone and sleep the night away, so I'll do that, and then I'll come back to you guys. Don't use greenery, he says. Don't use greenery. Oh boy, was I wrong. We are gonna be using greenery. I think that should be enough leaves. Thank you, Shears, for doing your job, but let's head on back. We got our glowstone, we got a ton of leaves, we're gonna see what we can do. I do think actually using some leaves could be an advantage, and also we've completely ignored the whole sleep in the night away thing we were gonna do. So we'll just pop a nice little nap in our forest here, our little man-made forest. We got everything man-made around here, although we really gotta keep some of the natural terrain, and also, I really do want to work on terrain of this area a bit more, and try to get a little bit more custom, you know, get some nice looking tall grass in here, and maybe like clean up some of the grassy areas that have too much grass. Maybe we could do that off camera at some point, time lapse it. I don't know. Let me know what you want to see, if you want to see some time lapses of me just chopping away at grass or whatever. But we're going to throw just a tad bit of glowstone in here. Hopefully that, okay, that's going to be noticeable. If I put it down more, is that noticeable? Is that more or less noticeable? I feel like that's more noticeable. That's a problem. I don't 100% know what we're going to be able to do at the moment with this. Although I do have an idea. Let's see how this works. What if... Well, I'm going to need a piece of wood. Please tell me that I have a crafting table somewhere. I don't think I do. That's a problem. There's no crafting tables here. Are you kidding me? I should put one in the back of this guy. That'd be pretty useful. We have this little bunny rabbit here we built on Easter. Just throw something in the back and the... Ooh, yeah, we got to do that. We got to make a little hidden base inside of that guy at some point. That could be awesome. We'll see what happens, though, if we make like a James Bond underground style house at some point. But let's just get a bit of wood, because we're going to need it for some stuff. So let me do this. Come on, give me this tree right here. Go as fast as you can. A tree right there. Okay, we got 7 logs. That should be more than enough to do what we want to do. Being as the main thing we're going to need is a crafting table to craft some stuff, because we are going to make a texture that sort of works with the glowstone as best as we can without glowstoning the entire ground, because I do not have enough glowstone to do anything close to that. I mean, I'm not exactly the richest Minecrafter at the moment. So we got the craft table here. We're going to just make up 2 stacks of this. Yes. We already have sandstone, but okay. Thank you, game, for, you know, being willing to help me craft things. Well, I mean, you are in development, so you know what, whatever. And we're going to go ahead and make those. We're going to need quite a bit of them. Let's hope that this is enough. Because, look, this texture here works a little bit better, I think. It certainly blends a little bit more than the other ones, than just the initial. So, I mean, maybe it works. I don't know. Is that really worth it, though? I don't even know if we really need the lighting in here. We could hide it on the outside. But I do still want to do this little design in here, you know? but not every block. I feel like that's a problem. It's not going to have the diversity that we want it to have. So if I put it every block, it's going to look bad. So we're not going to put it every block. We want it like kind of infrequent in here. Just sort of like every couple spots, basically, I would say at max. You know, we'll throw some on the side here, kind of get a nice little slope going here. Give it like that slope vibe, which we are still going for. We'll do something like that, yes. And right here we can throw a bit of sandstone. And then we'll throw a piece of the sandstone right there. Beautiful. Now up here we gotta do some good stuff though, because this area here needs a lot of this for it to really work. Because there's not a lot down there, because that's a small area, but we have to make a higher concentration of it up here. And none of those upside down ones. We can't be having that. That is not how you do this. No upside down ones, and I want some sandstone in my inventory, just some sand, you know. No, I don't want that to be lowered. That'd be very interesting to do, but that's not the shape we're going for. I'm not just gonna force someone that shouldn't be forced, basically. Oh my. Alright, we gotta stop with these, like, giant tears. All these, like, double and triple areas. That's not gonna look good. It's just gonna look like our shovel that we can't control it or something. Oh my goodness. Can we learn to control the shovel? Shovel, just mine one block. Yes, there we go. Beautiful. I'm the shovel master. I know how this thing works. I know how to Minecraft. I mean, come on. And then we'll... No, wrong thing. Like that. Do something like that, yes. And then throw one there and one there for the drop. And throw one there. No, that doesn't look natural at all. That looks so bad. We'll do that. And one there. We'll just kind of use up the little bit of stairs that we have left. Just kind of make them happen, you know? Boom. Do something like this. We got a couple left. We'll kind of make them count. Let's see. I think that works. Definitely not super noticeable. Maybe that wasn't really worth the effect, but I definitely think it's just a little thing that does help every here. And, you know, every little bit, it definitely counts. Alright, we gotta throw a bit of greenery around here. Let me get out my shears. We're gonna want those. What about something like that? Does that work? It definitely does. I like the greenery, actually. I'm really glad we decided to add some. That is definitely a good thing we decided to do. Alright, we got like a bit of like a nice little design there. And right under here we could throw the glowstone. Ooh, no, I want that there. Yes. Yes, we got that. Let's see, where else can we throw a glowstone piece? Ooh, right here would be a good spot for one. Yep. Alright, now around here is where the tough part gets, because a lot of these are like flat walls, so to make them interesting, we're gonna need like to actually do a lot of work to get these looking good. And not sort of stale and kind of default. We really gotta work on making these ones here look sort of natural and different. And alright, we got another stack of leaves to play around with. That looks little too like standard and kind of, we gotta make these leaves look natural and not so much, I guess, like normal, like what you would expect, you know, like not man-made. Although this is a man-made lake, I still want to give it like that natural vibe, because I feel like that's kind of a better vibe for it. Like that's more or less what I actually want. And we're gonna get rid of those, and then can we like block off the water here and have it just stop? Will it do that? Okay, what happened here? Why did the water go all the way out to here? That is not what I wanted. I don't want source blocks over here. That would be a problem. That's way too many source blocks. Let me just get a block here that works. Not leaves. We'll go just do that. Oh my goodness, we have to do so much a block of placing to get rid of those. Because I do still want there to be like water flowing down here, but I don't want it to be that far of source blocks. So can we like not get source blocks here? Yeah, what if it just stays like that? That's what I want. No. I'm not looking for it to increase out like this, but it's just doing it on its own accord, and I don't think we can really control the properties that it's going to do. But what we can do is minimize its effects, I guess, by just expanding this area here, I guess, you know? We expand out this little sand and dune right here, and yes, cactus, I see you are tapping me, you know? You're ticking me off, and nope, I'm not talking about the noise right there. Yes, I did just make a cactus pun. Beautiful. And we'll just expand that out a bit. And then we'll come over here and we'll just go like that, which means we can throw a little bit of greenery here, which I actually do want to run down this little hill right there, glowstone, and do that. Yes. Let's see, how does it look? Not bad. I definitely think we could use a bit more shaping on the landscape. So probably throw a bit more sandstone stairs and every, like, now and again, you know? Just kind of throw a little something. Also, maybe a little bit of greenery, like, on this area could be something beneficial, you know? Something like a so. Yeah. And let's see, no, like, sort of, you know, stairs that really go over there. But over here, we could benefit from doing something like that. Like a so. And let me just do that. Yes. And we'll pop a little bit of a stair there and a stair there. Alright, well, that just looks gorgeous. I mean, that is exactly what I want right there. Let's look at this thing from a better view. Let's get a nice little angle on this guy. Right here, a nice little beautiful baby we've been working on this whole episode. Look at that. That is just gorgeous. That's exactly what I was looking for right there. I mean, that was pure beauty right there. And we could, let's see what it looks like from up here now. I definitely want to see the different angles and stuff and how it looks. I want that glass. We're not going to actually use the glass. I think it looks better without the glass, so I don't really want to shove glass on top of it, being as I actually want this to be useful, which it currently is, which I love that, is that we actually built something that has a purpose, too. Let's see, does this work perfectly? It should. Boom. Then we just go up. Right, because if I don't... if I just leave those... oh, yes, it'll flow out. Alright. There's no way to stop that flow, is there? Can I do something with, like... ooh, actually, I have an idea. Let's try this. I wonder if this is going to work or look good. Because I really would like it if I could just walk out. And I feel like if I put slabs here, you can just walk out, correct? You just jump up and then... which... ooh, if I replace these to stairs, is it even easier to get out? Yeah, because you just literally go like that. Boom. That definitely works, but then I gotta throw a little bit of slabs on the outside and other sections. Like, for instance, right over here we could use a nice little double slab area. Right here could get a nice little slab, and then right here could get a nice little slab. Just kind of fill those on the outside. It looks beautiful, but if you guys did enjoy today's episode of Minecraft Vanilla's Views, make sure to drop a like, and if you're not new to the channel, subscribe. Check out my Discord and Twitter down below, and I will see you in the next episode of Minecraft Vanilla Views. I'll see you when I see you. Bye!